Welcome back to chemistry class. I hope you all are doing your homeworks regularly. We already discussed 4 lessons. In this session, I'm going to start you new lesson. Our lesson name is Mole Concept and Stoichiometry. Here, we are going to recollect the things. Mole concept based on the element as well as the gases. Here, to recollect Boyle's law, Charles' law, STP, gas equation, and the final one, Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Boyle's law, it states that the volume of a given mass of a dry gas is inversely proportional to its pressure at a constant temperature. Boyle's law, we are keeping the temperature as constant, so P1 V1. So P1 is pressure 1, volume 1 is equal to P2 V2, pressure 2 and volume 2. It's equal to K at constant temperature. Here you have a Boyle's law apparatus to find out a volume and pressure with the constant no change in temperature. We can find out different gases, pressure and volume. Charles' law, it states that the volume of a given mass of a dry gas is directly to its absolute temperature. See here, the formula becomes V1 by T1. So it's a direct proportion of temperature. When the temperature increases, obviously the volume also increases. When the temperature decreases, the volume also decreases. The volume of a given mass of a dry gas increases or decreases based on the 1 by 23, that is, it's a Kelvin scale. We are going to increase 1 degree Celsius of temperature. The volume may increase or decrease respectively. Here we are comparing two different gases, so that's why we are taking V1 T1 and V2 T2. So V1 is obviously volume of gases and T1 T2 are temperature of gases. When we combine the Boyle's law and Charles' law, we have a gas equation. On combining both the laws, we conclude the volume of a given mass of a dry gas varies inversely as the pressure directly as the absolute temperature. Yes. So for the one law, we are keeping temperature as a constant. Another law, we are keeping pressure as a constant. So the equation becomes V proportion 1 by P into T. While cancelling this proportion, we are going to add one constant. So V is equal to, so while multiplying 1 into T, it becomes T by P into constant. So after that, when we do the cross multiplication, PV by T is equal to constant. So the equation becomes P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. It's a general gas equation. Here, all the equations we are comparing two different gases. That's why we are taking two pressures, volumes and two different temperatures. Standard temperature and pressure, STP. The standard values chosen as 0 degree Celsius or else the Kelvin scale, 273 Kelvin for temperature, and 1 atmospheric pressure. So it is equal to 760 millimeter or 76 centimeter of Hg, that is the mercury scale to measure a pressure, that is barometer. Temperature scale 0 degree Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. So this is the condition of STP. It is 0 degree Celsius, 1 atmospheric pressure. We are going to calculate a gas volume. Next, we are going to discuss about Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. When gases react, they do so in volume. Yes, when the gases are reacting together, the volumes are, it may increase or decrease depends upon the gases which one is reacting, which bear a simple ratio to one another and to their volume of gaseous products, provided that all the volumes are measured at the same temperature and pressure. Yes, here they mention same temperature and pressure is nothing but of STP condition, because in this condition only the pressure remains same. When the pressure increases or decreases, we cannot find out the volume of the given gases. This law is valid only for gases. Solids and liquids are considered to be zero, as the given condition is only applicable for gases. Rather than other two matters, it doesn't consider, so we can say it would be equal to zero. Relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass. First we are going to see what is relative atomic mass. We already know atoms are very small. We cannot be weighed directly. Yes, atoms we cannot see through our naked eyes. So the weighing of atoms is also very difficult. So we are going to find out a new method to weigh the atoms. Mass of some standard atoms as a unit and then relate masses of the other atoms. Yes, we can take one atom's weight as a standard unit and then to compare another atom to find out the weight of the unknown gas atom. The resulting mass of atoms are known as relative atomic mass. Yes, comparing the knowing weight to the unknown weight, we can say it as a relative atomic mass. On the short, we can say RAM or AM or atomic weight. Finally, carbon-12 is selected because its adaptation is least affected the values of atomic masses of the various elements. Here, we are taking carbon-12 atom to compare the weight of the other atoms, because it won't affect its weight to the other atom. That's why we are taking carbon-12 atom weight as a standard unit to measure a other atom's weight. How to calculate a RAM? So we have a formula to calculate a RAM. The relative atomic mass or atomic weight of an element is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than the 1 by 12 times of the mass of an atom of carbon-12. Here the formula they given, relative atomic mass equal to mass of one atom of the element. So whichever the element we are going to take, it would be compared to the 1 by 12th mass of one carbon-12 atom. These atomic mass is expressed in atomic mass unit, that is AMU. The relative atomic mass unit is A. A relative molecular mass. The relative molecular mass of an element or a compound is the number that represents how many times of one molecule of the substance is heavier than the 1 by 12th of the mass of an atom of carbon-12. The same thing what we did in the relative atomic mass, the same thing only we are going to do for the molecules. Molecules we already know it is a compound, so different types of atoms are present in the molecule. So that one we are going to compare with the carbon atoms. The relative molecular mass or MM is obtained by adding together. Yes, for example, we have a water molecule. In that water itself we have a 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. So these weight is compared to the carbon atom. So finally we came to know the relative molecular mass of water. The relative atomic masses of all the various atoms present in the molecule. Yes. So individual atoms present in the molecule, together we can get a molecule. In the total weight could be compared to the carbon-12 atom. Then we can get a weight of the molecule. Here we have an example sum to find out a relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid. The molecular formula is H2SO4. So here we have a 2 hydrogen atom, and then the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So 2 into 1 plus sulfur's atomic mass is 32 plus we have a 4 oxygen atom. So 4 into 16 is the atomic weight of oxygen. Totally we are getting 98 gram. The molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98 gram. Next we have a sum to calculate the relative molecular mass of the following compounds. Here they given copper sulfate. The copper sulfate crystals CuSO4 5H2O. Then ammonium sulfate NH4 twice SO4 and cane sugar C12H22O11. It is nothing but of sucrose. So already they given the weight atomic weights of the atoms. Copper 63.5, sulfur 32, oxygen is 16, nitrogen is 14, hydrogen is 1, and then finally carbon is equal to 12. The first sum, copper sulfate crystals, that is CuSO4 5H2O. It is nothing but of blue vitriol. So copper 63.5 plus sulfur's weight 32 plus 16 is atomic mass of oxygen into 4 oxygen atoms plus 5 water we have a 2 hydrogen atoms, so 1 into 2 plus 16. Totally 159.5 for a copper sulfate plus 90 for water. So we are having a 249.5 AMU atomic mass unit of copper sulfate pentahydrate molecular mass. The relative molecular mass of ammonium sulfate. Here we have 2 molecules of ammonia, so 2. The atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 plus the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 into the 4 times of hydrogen we have plus sulfur's atomic weight 32 plus 4 oxygen, so 16 is atomic mass of oxygen into 4 times. Totally we have 36 ammonia, 32 sulfur plus 64 oxygen. Total weight is equal to 132 AMU atomic mass unit. Next, the relative molecular mass of C12H22O11. Here the carbon's mass is 12, so totally we have a 12 carbon, so 12 into 12 plus 1 into 22 hydrogen plus 16 into 11 oxygen. Totally 144 carbon, 22 hydrogen and 176 oxygen. When we add together, we are getting 342 AMU. Our next topic is gram atomic mass. The atomic mass of an element expressed in grams is called as gram molecular mass. So we previously the atomic mass we can representing AMU atomic mass unit. Now we are expressing in grams, so we can say it as a gram molecular mass. For example, the atomic mass of oxygen is 16 AMU atomic mass unit. So in the gram molecular mass we can represent it is equal to 16 gram. In the same manner, gram molecular mass of water is 18 gram and ammonia is 17 gram. So the AMU corresponding to represent AMU, for the term gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass we are going to represent through the grams. Our next heading is mole concept. The collection of 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 elementary particles are called mole. A mole is the amount of pure substance containing the same number of chemical units as there are atoms is exactly 12 grams of carbon 12. Yes, previously we saw relative molecular mass and relative atomic mass. So all those things we are comparing to the carbon. The same manner when the particles it can contain a 6.023 10 to the power 23 particles. In these particles also we have to compare carbon 12 atom, then only we can know the exact weight of the given atom or else a molecule. Avogadro's number, it is defined as the number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon-12 isotope. So here also we are comparing this Avogadro number to the carbon-12 isotope, that is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. It is denoted by a symbol Na. Next, mole of molecules. 1 mole of contain 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules, and it's equivalent to the gram molecular mass of any given substance. Yes. See, 1 mole of molecule, it can contain this Avogadro number for any number of molecules. For example, 1 molecule of water contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 and molecules and weighs 18 grams. So it is contain 1 molecule of water into this Avogadro number. Then total weight of the molecule is 18 grams. Next topic is molar volume. The molar volume of a gas can be defined as the volume by 1 mole of gas at STP. So this molar volume, obviously it is defined only in the condition of calculation of molecular mass. Here the question is, what is the mole in grams of 2.5 moles of slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide? The solution: first we have to find out the values of individual atoms atomic mass, then add together. Finally we can find it how much of mass this 2.5 mole of calcium hydroxide contains. First, mass of 1 mole of slaked lime. Calcium's atomic mass is equal to 40. Then 2 times of oxygen plus 1 is hydrogen. Totally 40 plus 34, we have 74 gram of calcium hydroxide. Then they are asking what is the weight of 2.5 moles of calcium hydroxide. So 2.5 moles they given. Here we are calculated only 1 mole. So the given 1 mole value we need to multiply with 2.5. We are getting 185 gram. So the mass of the 2.5 gram of slaked lime is 180 gram. Next sum, find the number of sodium and sulfate ions in 14.2 gram of sodium sulfate. Here also first we need to find out a molecular mass. Sodium sulfate molecular formula Na2SO4. Here we have a 2 atoms of sodium, so 2 into atomic mass 23 plus sulfur 1, so 1 into 32 plus 4 oxygen 4 into 16. Totally we have 142 atomic mass unit of sodium sulfate. Here they are asking particles, sodium ions and sulfate ions number they are asking. So we can conclude this one for particles. Particles is nothing but of Avogadro's number. So total molecules equal to 0.1 into 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 is nothing but of Avogadro's number. So it becomes 6.02 into 10 to the power 22. 1 molecule of Na2SO4 contains 2 Na plus ions and 1 SO4 2 minus ions. First we are going to calculate sodium ion. Sodium ion we have a 2, so 2 into this 6.2 into 10 to the power 22. When we multiply together we are getting 1.204 into 10 to the power 23 for sodium ion. Next, sulfate ion. We have only one sulfate ion, so 1 into this Avogadro's number. So we are getting 6.02 into 10 to the power 22. When they ask for particles, we can multiply the number of forming ions with the Avogadro's number. Relative vapor density of a gas. So it is derived by the relationship, the ratio between the mass of equal volumes of a gas and hydrogen under the same condition of temperature and pressure. Yes, it is Same condition, we already know the STP. The ratio between the equal volume of gases has been compared to the hydrogen atom. Here we have the formula relative V, that is vapor density, is equal to mass of V, that is volume of the gas under similar conditions, divided by mass of volume V of hydrogen gas under similar conditions. So whatever the gas we are taking, the similar condition, we are going to compare the mass of the volume to the hydrogen atom. Next, the equation becomes 2 into relative vapor density is equal to relative molecular mass or gas or a vapor. The relative molecular mass of a gas or vapor is twice its vapor density. Yes, the relative molecular mass equal to 2 into relative vapor density. Again, we have one more sum to calculate the gram molecular mass of nitrogen atom if 360 centimeter cube at STP weighs 0.45 gram. Then the number of gram molecule of water is 4.5 gram of water. First, here they given STP, the first sum. The mass of 22.4 liter of gas at STP is equal to its gram molecular mass. So STP they given means obviously the volume will be 22.4 liter. Here they given the pressure is 360 centimeter cube and the weight is 0.45. So the volume, it's understood, if they given condition STP, all the gases, whatever the gas, its volume becomes 22.4 liter. So we are going to calculate this pressure and then the given weight 0.45 gram. So 22.4 liter of N2 will weigh. So 0.45, the weight is 0.45 and then the pressure into the volume. So totally it gives a 28 gram. The gram molecular mass of nitrogen molecule is 28 gram. B sum, number of gram molecule equal to mass in gram of water by gram molecular mass. Yes, they given 4.5 gram. Already we know water's molecular mass is 18 gram because H2O, H2 plus accents at atomic mass 16, so totally 18 gram. So this given weight is divided by total molecular mass of water equal to 0.25 molecules. This is the answer for number of gram molecule for the given weight of the water. Here is your assignment. Define vapor density, relative atomic mass, Avogadro's number. What mass of Ca will contain the same number of atoms are present in the 3.2 gram of sulfur? Then the same sum, what we did earlier for water molecule, the same thing only are going to apply for this sum. Calculate the number of atoms of each kind in 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate. Yes, first you are going to find out the molecular mass of sodium carbonate. In that you can find out 5.3 gram. Also I taught in this session. Calculate the number of moles of carbon dioxide which contain 8 gram of carbon dioxide. So three are same types. First we have to find out molecular mass, then you can calculate this one for the given weight. As per the reduced portion only, I am teaching you which one is given by your ICSE board. Actually this is a very big lesson. It was reduced now. You are getting only 2 subdivisions. Do the assignments in your classworks. Submit your classworks through Google Classroom. You already know the Google Classroom code. This is the only thing for your internal assessment. So make sure you are doing your assignment regularly. After receiving this video, You will have 1 week of time to submit your classwork. All the sessions over till these lesson, till what I taught in this session, included that you are going to submit your classwork. Without fail, you must submit. Thank you, students. Have a wonderful day.